Well, happy Leap Day. I don't know what it's called, but we thought it might be fun to do it on this special day. Doesn't come around that often, and we know we're out of sync with all the pro bono other pro bono celebrations, but I think we're unique, and so that's why it's just fine for us to be, not in pro bono month. I want you all to feel that we honor pro bono all the time. So, and on this special Leap Day. So good to see so many of you here. We I wish we could do it in person, and maybe someday we'll be able to do something in person because many of you have been with us for so long, and we know you over Zoom, and we haven't met you in person. So we will plan something. Actually, this is our fourth annual pro bono celebration. So I think the fifth one we really could do a blowout event, which maybe at this point just means meeting in person and having some wine and some way to cheer you all and to really say thank you. So I just want you to know that we have so many of you working with us, but it's still a very young program. It's really been sort of institutionalized over the last 4 years. We worked a couple of years beforehand getting everything ready for it, but it's pretty exciting what a very good idea can result in and grow so quickly. And as you all know better than me, because we do this limited scope, this sort of clinic type scheduling, we're very different than so many of the other pro bono programs out there. And I think we really celebrate this difference. And I think it really gives us a particularly unique niche in the very, very strong and interesting pro bono world of particularly of New York City. And so so we're very proud of the model, and none of it could happen without all of you. So I just want to say that you're really important to us. And more important, you're really important to the litigants that you work with when you're doing your hour-long consultations that some people think don't make a difference, but we all know makes a huge difference. And when they come back to you, and we've had so many wonderful stories of many of you bringing some of the skills that you have from your legal practice to us, to the litigants, and helping them achieve success. We are growing this program. We've just added a new staff attorney to the program. Liaden is here. You'll hear more about her in a minute. We've spent a lot of time, energy, and I would say money in working on Salesforce and trying to make this program as efficient and streamlined and keeping up with the tech advances. We started with a very specific kind of platform. Now we can do things differently. And that's kind of our promise to you, that we'll keep putting in resources to be as tech forward and tech efficient as we can, and still keep the very personal relationships that we have with our clients. Even if it's limited time, it can have a huge impact. Just so you know that we are so proud that last year, because of all your help, we were able to bring close to 500 new consultations into the family court space. Sammy will talk about that in a minute, but being able to bring private sector resources into a court that's very under-resourced for litigants who really don't have access to other attorneys is something I hope you can be as proud of as we are. I mean, it's no one else is doing that, I can promise you. People, the other legal service providers do things differently, but the volume of consultations that we're able to add to the opportunities available to the litigants is really quite startling and something to be very proud of. So today, what we're going to do is you are going to hear about some of the data that we've collected from our program, meet some of the people who make the program happen. We are going to show you a video of some of our volunteers and why they do it, what they get out of it. And we love to highlight the volunteers, every year. And, we also, have some new digital tools that I think we were going to be sharing with you as a volunteer group over the next couple months, because we're working very hard to give our litigants as many tools in their toolbox as they go to court. And you are people who work so closely with so many litigants. So we're always trying to think of new things we can do to let our unrepresented litigants self-represent in court in a more powerful way. So we'll see the video and we'll hear from the staff, and then we will hear from Bill Silverman, who was really the driver behind this program and is known as Mr. Pro Bono, if you will, in the New York City legal world. And we're so proud to have him as our partner. Okay, so now I will introduce you to Sammy Ingram, who I know all of you know, but as our director of pro bono programs, she is an incredible leader, and again, such a valued team member and thought leader in this space. And so take it away, Sammy.
Thank you, Kathy. Hi, everybody. Give me a minute to share my screen here. It's so nice to see so many of our volunteers here. Thanks for taking the time to join, and we're really excited to celebrate you and all of your hard work today. Okay, so first, as Kathy mentioned, we have a new team member, and I know we all email and call and whatnot, but we thought it'd be really nice to take a moment to put faces to names. So my team is going to take a moment to introduce themselves. And before they do, I also want to recognize some of our wonderful volunteers. We have 3 amazing volunteers, Sally Shreves, Linda Guerin, and Ricky Berger, who help us do the intakes and draft the case referrals for all of your consultations. So we couldn't do what we do and grow the program like we have without their support. I also want to recognize Kim Susser, who I see here today with us. She pitched in with some extra support in 2023 while Blythe was on parental leave. So thank you, Kim. So again, I'm Sammy Ingram. I'm the director of pro bono programs. I've been at Family Legal Care for almost 5 years now. And I just love this role because it gives me kind of the perfect amount of interaction with clients and with our pro bono volunteers as well. Sorry for that little voice. My son is homesick today. I'm going to turn it over in a moment to Leiden, but I also want to take, I'll introduce Blythe. Blythe was unfortunately not able to join us here today, but many of you know Blythe, who's our pro bono and outreach staff attorney. And she's available over the live chat during your consultations and whatever you need support before or after. Blythe's been at Family Legal Care for, I believe, 3.5-ish years now. And I'll turn it over to Leiden, our newest team member, to introduce herself.
Hey, so I'm Leiden. I am 8 years older than that photo, but that's like the best one I had. I thought it was really funny how Sammy, Blythe, and I are all, like significantly younger in these photos, but it's not, you're not taking a headshot every day. So I'm the new pro bono staff attorney. I do a lot of the same stuff that Blythe does. Blythe does a little, also does the outreach, which I'm not working on yet, but so basically doing intakes, finalizing referrals, and of course, speaking with all you lovely pro bono attorneys and offering support during consultations. And I've been here for 3 months now. It feels like longer in a good way. And I think Sammy also wanted us to say something that we like about FLC, and something that I appreciate, especially coming from more direct representation, is just being able to serve such a volume of clients and really to provide people with information that's not always that complicated to an attorney, but can really be a roadblock in people's success in family court. So I think what we're doing is really important. And of course, we couldn't do it without all of you. So we really do appreciate all our volunteers. And now it's now on to Nadia.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Nadia. I've been with Family Legal Care for about a year and a half. I started out on our family law helpline, and then I transitioned to the pro bono program in June of last year. I'm the pro bono program coordinator. So like Sammy and Leodin and Kathy said, I've emailed with all of you so many times, but have never seen your faces. So this is very exciting. It's so great to see you. I'm mostly responsible for our client-facing work, so doing intakes, giving legal information, assessing for follow-ups, and then some of the sort of background stuff too, scheduling, rescheduling, sending your calendar invites, and editing referrals as well. And I think what's really meaningful for me about my role in particular is just how closely I get to work with our clients. A lot of them I speak with several times over the course of their case. Sometimes it's been, a week since I last spoke with somebody. Sometimes it's been a few months. So, I get to hear what's going well. I get to hear their questions, outstanding concerns, their feelings about the family court system. And, I also hear all of their awesome feedback for all of you, and they appreciate you so much, and so do we. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you both. I feel very lucky to have this amazing team. So I know most of you here are familiar with our pro bono program, but there are some new folks in the virtual room here. So just a quick overview of the program. It's all premised on virtual consultations between pro bono attorneys and pre-screened family court litigants. We at Family Legal Care do that initial screening and initial intake conversation before our pro bono attorneys ever meet with the clients. And then we bundle up that information in a referral so they're able to prepare ahead of time. Right, this is all about using technology to essentially help us reach more clients and leveraging the support of the private bar and your volunteer efforts to help us serve more clients. These are limited scope representations. They're 1-hour virtual consultations. And one of the newest developments in the program at the very end of last year was this new portal that we built, which is a Salesforce Experience Cloud. So everything that you see on the portal on your end integrates with our Salesforce database, which is incredibly efficient and awesome for us, but it also hopefully is a more seamless experience for you all as well. The pro bono portal, like many of you know, is where you get your case information. It also enables document sharing, so clients can share existing orders, pro bonos can share petitions they draft for clients. And then we are here at Family Legal Care, kind of the hallmark of our program, we think of as the ongoing support we provide our volunteers. So we help you prepare beforehand. We're available in real time during the consultations. And then afterwards, we can review draft petitions. We can debrief, whatever we can do to help support you. The 4 of us are here to do that. So looking back over the history of the program, it really officially kicked off in early 2020 after an initial pilot phase. And as you can see here, the number of consultations has just increased every year since then. And that's really thanks to you all. We wouldn't be able to do this many consultations without your dedication and support. So in 2023, we had our best year, our highest number of consultations yet. And that was even with an almost 2-month pause of consultations entirely to allow us to implement our new technology. So it's really amazing to have seen this program grow and grow over the years. And we expect that in 2024, it'll just continue on this upward trajectory. Now, you might wonder, how many volunteers exactly are doing 476 consultations? So in 2023, we had 145 pro bono volunteers work with us. That's such a staggering number. And I'm just so thankful for all of you who volunteered. And if you are as good as math as I am, you can realize that that means that many of you, you're not just volunteering once, you're volunteering many times. And that's just incredible. We have volunteers who dedicate time every single month, multiple times a month, but even those who volunteer once a quarter, twice a year, that still makes a real impact. So thank you to everybody who dedicated time over this past year. Now, most of our clients get the assistance they need with their initial consultation with you, whether that's drafting a petition or preparing for a hearing, but many of our clients do reach back out to us for more help, and that they usually talk to Nadia first. And Nadia is doing an assessment of whether they warrant what we call a follow-up consultation. Many of you have gotten an email from Nadia. Are you able to meet with this person again? So in 2023, you all did 53 follow-up consultations, which is really amazing. That shows extra dedication that you were willing to stick with that client and meet with them a second time, maybe even a third, fourth, fifth time over the lifetime of their case. So thank you for sticking with our clients, you know, despite our limited scope model, and helping them along the case. One of the most, I think, impactful ways that our pro bonos can help clients is by helping them draft a court document during the consultation. So in 2023, there were documents drafted by you all for clients in 67 consultations. In some of those consultations, you maybe drafted multiple documents for clients. It's so critical to our clients that they get their case started on the right foot with a petition you help them draft, or they are able to walk into a hearing with talking points that you've written out for them. This is something that our clients greatly appreciate, and I know that your hard work navigating these court documents has a real impact on our clients. Now, turning to our clients. Clients come to the pro bono program from a variety of different ways. These purple bubbles up here are all of the different organizations throughout New York State who we consider our community partners. They refer clients to us that they're not able to serve, either maybe because they have financial or residential eligibility guidelines, or because they don't practice in family law. So these organizations will send us referrals for clients that they're not able to serve and that they hope that we can. Another great way that clients come to us is through some of our own programs at Family Legal Care. So somebody calls our helpline and they need some more specific legal advice. The helpline can schedule them, or they're using some of our digital justice tools like our Family Law Navigator, and they can request a consultation through that tool. And in 2023, we began new referral partnerships with 3 organizations: that's Legal Hand in Westchester, the Public Advocacy Center at Toro, and the Nassau County Office of Crime Victim Advocate. So we're always looking for more partners. If anybody knows of potentially good organizations, definitely let us know. We're always open to growing the program. Our partners really appreciate the ability to refer clients to us that they couldn't otherwise serve. One of them just told us recently, "Thank you for all that you do in providing the much needed family law advice and advocacy to those who cannot afford the invaluable services you provide." There's a real dearth of family law assistance, especially in the area of child support in New York. So when people find us as a resource, they're often very relieved and thankful. This next slide shows the kind of immense geographic reach of our program. So here is a map of New York State highlighting some of the counties where most commonly our clients have their cases. So interestingly, in 2023, Suffolk and Nassau counties in Long Island was our most common geographic area from which we were getting clients for pro bono. And that's not totally surprising, because that's where we have a bunch of referral relationships that we highlighted on the last slide. It's not a ton of family law assistance out in Long Island, so we get a lot of referrals from that area. We also have strong referral relationships in Albany and Schenectady area, which is kind of this next dark purple area up there. So we get a lot of referrals from up there. And then also a lot from within New York City itself. Those referrals often come from the court. They'll tell people to call our helpline or to use our digital justice tools. Brooklyn's our most common county. And then Westchester is also very common. So our program can be particularly impactful for litigants who live also outside of New York State, right? Even if they live in other states or other countries, jurisdiction for their case might lie in New York in one of these counties. And our virtual program is often the only way they can get family law assistance. So now I'm going to shift and share 2 client stories. Some of you may recognize these cases. These are real cases that some of you volunteered on, but it just really goes to show the impact of our program. So first we have Tanya. After her son's father assaulted her while pregnant, Tanya got an order of protection against him and then filed for sole custody of their son. The jurist ordered the father to complete 6 supervised visitations up front, but he only attended 2 of them. Meanwhile, Tanya had quit her job to facilitate the supervised visitations. She was eligible for a court-appointed attorney once the custody case got going, but because of backlog, she hadn't been appointed one yet by the time she came to us. She really wanted to ensure when she reached out to us for help that the father wasn't given kind of free visits with their son. She was concerned about his safety. Tanya met with a pro bono attorney from Troutman Pepper to plan for the next hearing in her custody case. The attorney helped her frame her arguments to ask that the father's visits be suspended, which is a tall ask in family court, and also helped her strategize different ways to ask if the judge didn't grant that request. They discussed what to expect in court, self-advocacy skills, how to present in court, so that Tanya was able to focus on the relevant family law and not get distracted by other things and feelings. So after that consultation, Tanya had the tools necessary to be able to advocate for herself in court. So that was a real success. The next story is of Monica. Her ex-husband stopped paying child support for their 3 teenage children. Monica, who's worked as a school bus driver, was worried that she might lose her home if she couldn't collect child support. Shows really how vital child support can be to some people. When she filed the violation petition, her ex-husband claimed he was unemployed and filed a modification petition trying to reduce child support. Monica knew, though, that he was taking lavish vacations and had recently received a large sum of money from selling a house. So she was really frustrated that he wasn't paying child support. She met with a pro bono attorney from Proskauer, who helped her prepare for an upcoming trial in the child support violation case. Trial can be a particularly intimidating thing to go into as a pro se litigant. The attorney helped her frame questions to examine her ex-husband as a witness, went over evidence rules and objections, and then met with her again and for follow-up to actually draft an opening statement and direct testimony for her. With those tools, Monica was successfully able to represent herself in an 1.5-hour long hearing. And after that, the father's attorney reached out to her and presented her with a settlement offer, which is a great sign that she did a wonderful job at that trial. And she declined. She knew the law at that point, and she felt confident to decline the settlement. She actually just reached out to us within the past week to let us know that she won the willfulness trial. Her ex was found to be willfully violating the child support order. He was ordered probation for a year and a money judgment was issued. And she responded to it. She let us know after. She said, "I'm shaking. He's been found willful." She was so thankful for the pro bono attorney's support to help her get through that trial. There's just some other wonderful feedback that our clients share. Thanks to all of you. And then I will close it out by saying thank you. Here is our, sorry about this one, got a little wonky, our list of pro bono partners. This is, every time I look at this slide, it's just staggering that we have the support from all of you who work at these incredible firms and legal departments. So thank you to everybody who volunteers to share their time with us. We couldn't do this without you.
Yeah, Sammy, we're going to change the agenda a little bit
Sure.
because I know some people have to leave. So, Bill, would you like to just give a couple comments since you were the brains behind all this, and I know you've got a deadline.
Unfortunately, I have a 10 o'clock call,
Yeah.
and so I apologize for bumping up in the order. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone for doing this. You know, I first I think wrote a report on the family court in 2008. And if you look at those recommendations and compare them to recommendations in a report that I wrote last year, the recommendations are the same, right? So we haven't actually made a tremendous amount of progress up until this point. There are, you know, over 200,000 cases for about 55 judges. There is a complete lack of resources. It's disproportionate to the other courts. During COVID, the family court basically shut down. We still don't have e-filing. The court is, it's you know, primarily serves people of color, poor people, women and children, and yet it doesn't receive a proportionate amount of resources in the court system. So, so that's kind of the bad news. Things haven't really changed. The good news is that maybe this is a point where things could change going forward. And I think having all of you and all of these organizations associated with this effort, I think is critically important. There's another factor too, which is we have a new administration in the court system, and they seem to be favoring family court. If you look at the budget, there's a good amount of money, hasn't passed yet, but there's a good amount of money devoted to the family court. Now, if you look at in real dollars, it's basically no different than it was 10 years ago, but it would definitely be a meaningful change. And so, in closing, obviously helping individuals is critically important given how many people are unrepresented. And we shouldn't dismiss the impact that you have helping people. But I think there's something bigger here, which is we can't simply focus on, the individual case and helping individuals. We have to look at the bigger picture and really try to make the system work a little bit better. And in that sense, and I'll just close with this, what we're doing here in this project with Family Legal Care is not charity. It's not an act of kindness. It really isn't, we're playing an essential role in securing access to justice. And I think we have to look at our work with Family Legal Care sort of in the bigger perspective of really trying to change the system. So I unfortunately have to run to this call, and I really apologize. But again, just want to thank all of you, and hopefully we can, keep up this commitment. We can expand to other firms, and hopefully get some cooperation with the legislative branch and make a difference this year.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you. And thank you for all your help in making this all happen. Now we're going to turn to our video, which Bill will send it to you so you can see it. And Brianna, do you want to start the video? And then I'll have some closing remarks right before we leave.
What prompted me to participate in this program is the unique perspective I have as someone who has been a family court litigant. One thing to represent people in court as an attorney, it's a whole other thing to actually be one of the litigants when so much is at stake.
I'm a tax lawyer, so I don't have a lot of experience. So I always felt like I was stuck doing kind of tax filings for tax exempt entities, things that were more helping out a business rather than helping out an individual. And I was told of the opportunity to work with Family Legal Care, and in particular that they provided a lot of training. I felt like really Family Legal Care had turned me into a lawyer who was qualified to provide this sort of pro bono work. And so that was really exhilarating.
This was giving me an opportunity to help others in a different way than what I was doing every day from 9 to 5. So I wanted to continue to give back because I knew that that area of law always required a lot of explanation and care.
What I've come across time and time again is people who are just intimidated, frightened, or anxious. And I think just the psychological benefit that I've seen occur between the beginning of an hour and the end of it, where they feel more confident, where they feel more secure, prepared. I think it's empowering, and I think it's really giving people the confidence that otherwise they wouldn't have.
In some cases, a 1 hour consultation can have a tremendous impact on someone's life. I've had a very successful outcome. In one particular case, the mother was very concerned about relocating the child, getting him out of his father's house and moving him into a safer environment. I helped draft the custody modification petition, and she prevailed, and the son was able to move from living with his abusive alcoholic father to a kinder and gentler environment with his mom in upstate New York.
A lot of the clients that I met with just needed someone to hear them out and hear what their story was and their concerns. Being able to just talk to someone who isn't really rushing you or having you on a clock, it just makes a difference for them.
I think it's really smart the way things are laid out, and that we have all the information in one place, a one-stop shop, which is also useful and convenient.
Had a very positive experience so far with the new platform. I have no complaints. I'm actually delighted to have better technology to use.
The staff, they've always been receptive and responsive. So I think moving forward, it should be the continued support that I've always received since starting the program.
Clients' thoughts are so scattered, understandably, given what they're going through and the stakes that are so high. Having been through the system myself, it's very personal to me.
It's a great service that is helping a lot of families in times of need and distress. Going to court can be a daunting situation, and with issues with family law, they're sensitive in nature. So I feel as though the program has been helping those who feel underrepresented and underserved.
I really love it. I really love the satisfaction that I'm getting, the feeling of giving back. I'm not just helping corporations. I'm not just helping clients, but I'm helping real people who are dealing with the real family issues and traumas, and it's just a wonderful program. I'm so grateful.
We ran over by a little time, but I have a really good idea, which is that we said we'll have hopefully a celebration in person next year, but we are having a gala in June. It's June 5th. We're honoring Travelers, who's one of our very active pro bono partners. So it would be so great to have many of you join us that night. It's a really fun, warm, sort of family-like gala, not impersonal. We do it on top of Tribeca rooftop. Last year we got some smoke from Canada, but this year we can guarantee, no, we can't guarantee, there won't be any smoke from Canada. But we would love to celebrate you that night as we're celebrating others. And again, we're so proud of all you've done, and we are going to keep growing this program. And just think of all the people that we can help who really have nowhere else to turn. Thank you to my incredible team. Thank you to you, to our great board. Members are here. And I hope, it just keeps growing, and that you feel like we're all in partnership, and you can always come to us with ideas. We love that. And I hope you have a beautiful day today. So thank you for joining us.